The Saint and the Snake. There was once a revered saintly elder known to ride a snake. Whenever he entered the village, people would scream in fear. Was he a friend of Allah or bound by some divine force? Was he a sorcerer? Was the snake his offspring, or was he empowered by some demonic energy? Some villagers would lock their doors in fear, while others watched the sight in astonishment. Elderly women covered their ears, children hid in their mothers' arms, and yet the truth behind. This spectacle kept the entire village restless. Outside the village, in an old house, lived the saintly elder Haji Rahmatullah with his wife Fatima. Haji Sahib was a pious man, always immersed in prayers, preaching patience, gratitude, and the power of supplication. His prayers had helped many, but a sorrow ate away at both him and Fatima from the inside. They were childless. Every night, Fatima would fall into prostration, begging her Lord to bless her with a son, someone to be their support in old age, a result of her prayers. But years passed and her arms remained empty. Villagers mocked Haji Sahib. How can he be a man of God if even his own prayers go unanswered? How can he guide others? These jibes tore at Haji Sahib's heart, though he always smiled patiently. But Fatima suffered silently. One moonlit night, Haji Sahib got up for Tahajjud midnight prayers. He was heavy-hearted. He fell into prostration and cried, "O my Lord, if parenthood is not written in my fate, then give me patience. But if it is destined, then bless me with your mercy." The next morning, Fatima joyfully informed him that she was expecting. Tears of joy welled up in Haji Sahib's eyes. The news spread like wildfire. The very people who once mocked him now came to congratulate. Time passed. Fatima grew weak, but there was an unusual glow on her face. The day of delivery arrived and the village midwife was called. But what she witnessed shook her. Instead of a child, a snake was born from Fatima's womb. She screamed in terror and backed away. Fatima, despite her weakness, extended her arms. She saw a shiny black snake gently crawling on her arm. Strangely, it wasn't venomous or hostile. It responded to motherly affection. When Haji Rahmatullah entered and saw the scene, he was stunned. "This is a test," he said. "We must leave it in the jungle." But Fatima hugged the snake to her chest. "This is my son. I will not abandon him for anything." The villagers, upon hearing, were gripped with fear. "This is a bad omen," said some. "A sign of God's anger," said others. The elders advised Haji Sahib to abandon the snake far away to prevent trouble, but Fatima remained firm. She fed it, nurtured it, and spoke to it like a mother. Surprisingly, the snake was unlike any other. It recognized its mother, never strayed far, and lay still in her lap. But Haji Sahib grew worried. What if it grows and becomes a danger? Will this villagers banish us? Fatima, however, had no fear, convinced this was a test of her motherhood. Within months, the snake grew enormously. Its shiny black body, deep green eyes, and massive size terrified the villagers. One day, some women visited Fatima. "This snake is growing every day. What if it harms someone?" "This is my son," Fatima replied. "He won't hurt anyone." The women left, but fear spread throughout the village. Soon the men gathered at Haji Sahib's home. "We respect you, but this snake is a danger to our children. We can't take this risk anymore." Haji Sahib listened silently. He knew they weren't wrong, but he also knew Fatima would never agree to part with her son. "Give me some time," he said. "I will seek guidance from Allah." That night, he cried in prostration, "Oh Allah, is this snake a danger or a hidden wisdom I failed to understand?" Fatima sat nearby, holding her son. She knew he was not a normal being, but her love overpowered everything. The snake sensed her tears and slithered closer as if to comfort her. The next day, the women came again, this time more assertive. "Your son climbs trees now. Our children play under those trees. If he bites someone, we will have no mercy." Tears welled up in Fatima's eyes, but she stayed silent. Just then, the snake appeared from the corner of the room. His massive black body shimmered in the sun, evoking terror. "Look how huge it has grown. It'll devour us one day," a woman cried. Fatima looked at her son with affection. But she knew the time had come. The villagers might either kill the snake or banish them. "This is my son," she said softly. "But maybe you're right." That night, under a bright moon, Fatima sat watching her son in the courtyard. His green eyes glowed as if he understood everything. Haji Sahib sighed and sat beside her. The next morning, the couple wrapped the snake in a cloth and went deep into the jungle. Fatima's heart was heavy with grief. "Forgive me, my son. I never wanted to leave you, but fate has other plans." The snake placed his head gently on his mother's hand, as if to say, "I understand." Then it slowly disappeared behind the thick trees. Fatima broke down in sobs, and Haji Sahib supported her silently. Months passed. Fatima remained restless. Every evening she looked toward the forest, hoping for a miracle. Haji Sahib too longed for his son, but endured in patience. Then Haji Sahib fell ill. He could no longer walk. The villagers who once sought his blessings now ignored him, even mocking. "Isn't he the one who once guided us?" Fatima tended to her husband with love, but she was just one woman. One night, as the village slept, Fatima heard a noise in the courtyard. When she opened the door, her eyes filled with tears of joy. Her snake son had returned, larger and more powerful than ever. He slithered quickly to her feet and bowed his head. "Son, you've come back," she whispered, trembling. The snake nodded and went inside. Haji Sahib's eyes widened in awe and love. The snake approached and then spread his strong body, bowing in front of him as if saying, "Climb on my back. I will carry you wherever you want." Haji Sahib placed a trembling hand on the snake's head and said, "Oh Allah, what I once thought. A test has become my greatest support." The next morning, the villagers saw something unbelievable. Haji Rahmatullah riding the massive snake to the mosque. People froze in shock. "This is no cursed being. It's serving its father." The news spread like wildfire. Those who once mocked him now watched in awe and shame. The snake took Haji Sahib everywhere, to the mosque, to funerals, to community events. It became a symbol of devotion. Yet some skeptics whispered, "This cannot be natural. Maybe he is a sorcerer. This must be black magic." These accusations hurt Haji Sahib deeply. He had only ever prayed for them. But Fatima said, "These are the same people who once begged for your prayers." He replied, "Tests never end, Fatima. Truth always faces resistance." Then came the storm. One night, dark clouds loomed, thunder roared, and massive hailstones rained down. Fields were destroyed, livestock injured, trees uprooted. It was a night of doom. The next morning, the village was in ruins. Crops were gone, food was scarce, and famine loomed. In desperation, someone said, "Let's go to Haji Sahib. Only he can guide us." They all gathered at his door, ashamed, hungry, and pleading. "Help us, we're dying." Haji Sahib looked at his son. The snake, understanding the moment, opened his mouth and dropped a sparkling diamond. Gasps echoed. Then another and another. Soon, 3 precious diamonds lay in his father's hand. A jeweler among them confirmed, "These are priceless. With them, we can feed the village for years." Haji Sahib thanked Allah and sold the gems in the city. He bought tons of grain and had it brought back on camels. When the grain entered the village, people cheered and wept in joy. "We called him cursed, but he saved our lives." Haji Sahib also built a mosque and a madrasa with the money. The village flourished with faith, education, and gratitude. Children learned the Quran, the poor found support, and spirituality returned. The snake's son became an ** beloved figure.